Hey everybody, I'm back with another new video. Sorry it's been a few weeks due to a 2-week trip I recently went on with Katina to Missouri. We spent St. Patrick's Day with my mom's Murphy side of the family in St. Louis, and we each filmed 5 big food challenge videos in the Kansas City area, plus Jefferson City, Missouri. I'm home now until May and have lots more RDN channel videos upcoming. The next video will give a broad overview of why and how I was able to lose so much body weight during the first quarter of 2026. In this video though, I wanted to talk about the primary reason why we really went to Kansas City. It doesn't actually have anything to do with me being a registered dietitian, and I'm mostly just venting, but indirectly it has a lot to do with nutrition, health, and overall wellness, so I'm telling the story to help increase awareness of this growing problem. Katina and I were scammed by a dentist nearby in Brentwood, Tennessee. I've been self-employed since 2013 and wasn't actually making enough money to afford living on my own until 2018. I'm fortunate to have pretty good genetics health-wise, and I very rarely get sick. Being a self-employed American, I have not had top-tier or even middle-tier health insurance coverage since getting booted from my mom and dad's family insurance once I turned 26 years old. And Katina has been in a similar situation since she exited the military a few years ago. With that said, since we both consistently take great care of our teeth and oral health, neither of us pay extra for dental insurance. I have a friend and long-time subscriber in Kansas City, Missouri named Brian, who is our dentist. And I know we last visited him in May 2022. At the start of this year, after getting home from our end of 2025 holiday travels, we decided to finally each get a dental checkup and teeth cleaning just to make sure our oral hygiene is still doing okay. I've maintained a similar daily routine for most of my adult years, brushing my teeth daily, using mouthwashes, chewing mainly sugarless gum, and I've never used any tobacco or nicotine products. I will admit that I do floss sometimes, but definitely not enough or as frequently as I should, and especially not as often as Katina does. I've had no tooth pain or sensitivity of any kind, and I've never had a cavity before or any other dental issues other than needing braces when I was younger. I still have all my wisdom teeth, and I was 0% worried about going to the dentist. Due to that overconfidence, I mainly cared about price since we were each mostly just going for the teeth cleaning and nothing more. Being ignorant and not having been to that many different dentists over the years, I figured it would be cheaper to find a local dentist that offered a new or first-time patient special. I called a few different offices in Brentwood, Tennessee, just south of Nashville near our house, and we settled on one that offered a $199 per person new patient special that included for each of us a full exam, x-rays, and a healthy mouth cleaning. That seems pretty reasonable, right? It was very convenient, and we each got to schedule a similar time so that we could both go there together. Everyone was happy and smiling since I guess the whole office had recently been remodeled with updated new equipment. No offense to the dental hygienist who worked on me, but it was the most painful appointment I've ever suffered through since she was aggressively poking and prodding my gums, evaluating the recessions. After she finished up, I got checked out by the dentist. From 1986 to 2022, I had 0 cavities and was always told that my oral hygiene is excellent and to keep up the good work. I just need to floss a little more. At the end of my January appointment, I was told that 3 of my wisdom teeth are rotting and need to be removed, and we might as well get rid of the 4th too as part of the same procedure. Not only that, but I also had 3 cavities that needed to be filled. The crazy thing though is that that was not all. It was determined that my gums had significant buildup and that I needed a periodontal cleaning that included multiple future visits. When asked why they never actually cleaned my teeth, which was the reason I went there in the first place, they said that it would all be taken care of during the periodontal cleanings and that they were unable to do it that day because there was too much buildup that needed to be removed. I was obviously shocked, having no tooth pain or sensitivity or any general awareness that I might have any problems, but was even more surprised when another staff member came by and started addressing the treatment plan and costs associated. Phase 1 was the periodontal cleaning that needed to happen first for $1,999 plus a $588 membership fee, all for $2,587 total. Phase 2 included the 4 wisdom teeth extractions, plus filling the 3 cavities and everything else involved, since I'd need to be sedated, all for $3,046. Somehow I apparently qualified for a $456 discount, bringing the costs for phase 2 down to only $2,589. My $199 new patient special turned into the $199 plus $5,176.10 special. I was not expecting any of that, obviously, and so many different thoughts went through my mind. I hadn't changed my oral routine or much else other than that we moved from Wisconsin down to Tennessee. So was there something different about Nashville's water that led to me getting 3 cavities and needing to have all my wisdom teeth removed? Well, come to find out, Katina had a similar experience. She had her wisdom teeth removed years ago, so no extractions were necessary. But they recommended that she also needed the same $2,589 periodontal cleaning that included a membership and multiple future visits. Just like me, they told her that they would not clean her teeth that day and that it would all be taken care of during the upcoming paid cleanings. The craziest part of all this, though, is that the dentist told her, quote unquote, that she was doing a perfect job with taking care of her teeth and not to change a thing. Really? If that was the case, how did they determine that she also needed such an expensive series of cleanings? It was obviously a stressful situation, especially for me, since all of that was so unexpected. Like I said, I had 0 signs or symptoms that I had any problems, and I've been told many times that my wisdom teeth had grown in nicely. During the drive home, I looked into getting dental insurance, only to find out that you have to have it for 6 months or longer before you can actually use it. That wasn't going to help, since I knew I'd need a few weeks off after the procedure to let my mouth recover before filming any more food challenge videos again. Later that night, after thinking about it all, I messaged my dentist friend Brian to get his opinion. Something was just off about it all, especially since Katina had a similar experience and everyone around the office was all happy and celebrating the new remodel and equipment upgrades. It surely wasn't all paid for by people paying $199 at a time. Brian said to get a second opinion, which I agreed with, but after checking reviews of some other local offices around Nashville and Brentwood, I found that even some of them had 1 or 2 star reviews from people who had experiences similar to mine, having no prior pain or sensitivity issues, but being told that they needed a whole lot of expensive extractions and dental work. I wasn't sure who to trust or who to go to, but also knew that I needed to do something. The problems I supposedly had going on were not all just going to fix themselves. It just so happened that we had already planned on going home to St. Louis in March for St. Patrick's Day, and Katina needed to film a few new videos for her channel. So we planned to just after St. Louis to both go see Brian and get checked out prior to filming more eating challenge videos around Kansas City. Just as we figured, Katina does not need a $2,500 series of cleanings. I didn't really know what to expect myself, but I figured it was highly unlikely that I wouldn't need anything done at all. I was just hoping to keep my wisdom teeth since they weren't actually hurting and my mouth felt just fine all day, every day. Thankfully, Brian said my wisdom teeth are all doing okay and they don't need to be removed anytime soon. Apparently, my wisdom teeth are actually smaller than usual, and they are not rotting or decaying. I do have 1 cavity potentially forming, but it is not deep enough to do anything about just yet. And the other 2 suspect teeth just had coffee stains and not actual cavities. Not only did we each get great news, but we also finally both got our teeth professionally cleaned, which was much appreciated, Brian. With both sides so different, a third opinion could help. But let's just say we are not going back to that initial Brentwood dentist's office in the future. Since that scare, on a positive note, I have been flossing more regularly and taking even better care of my teeth. I even busted out my old electric toothbrush. I chose not to say where Katina and I went initially because I know this sort of stuff happens at many other dentists around the country and probably around the world as well. Going to the dentist for regular checkups is important, at least annually if you don't go every 6 months is recommended, especially as you get older. And yes, I do know that I'm saying that after not going for a few years. More importantly, and the main message of this video, be cautious if you visit a dentist, especially for the first time, and get totally unexpected recommendations. Don't just blindly let them remove teeth or do some other expensive procedure, and get a second opinion first if you think something sketchy might be going on. I do not need to tell you just how important your teeth are for chewing and everything else related to the digestion process, and even your aesthetics as well. Before you pick a dentist, check their reviews, and as we learned the hard way, don't assume that a first-time patient special is actually a good value deal. Our $398 for x-rays and teeth cleanings got turned into potentially $8,161, and neither of us got our teeth cleaned. Some automotive companies do the same thing. They lure people in with a cheap oil change special or something similar just to recommend a few more expensive repairs that are profitable for them, but may not actually be necessary. Am I saying all dentists are sketchy? No, of course not, but some are. So be careful before letting any kind of health professional perform an irreversible procedure that might not actually be necessary on you or a loved one. If you have a similar story, please feel free to share it and let me know down in the comments. Thanks for listening, and there are many more videos upcoming. Until next time, win before you begin, consistently throw strikes, and dominate all of your goals.